Families pour months into 650 words and then lose a school to a portal task nobody checked. A recommender who said yes in the corridor and was never formally invited inside the system. An aid form that opened in October and closed while everyone was still editing an essay. The essay gets all the attention. The calendar decides. So this file tracks the part that decides the outcome, and it stops at the deposit. Every college runs its own applicant portal, its own task list, and its own idea of what is missing. Nobody builds the one view that sits above all of them. So meet the sample file that ships inside. Naomi Reyes is shipped sample data, not a customer, not a case study, and the 9 colleges are invented names. 9 schools, 41 dated items in a single cycle, 26 days to the next one, and 1 already overdue. This dashboard is calculated end to end. Nothing on it is typed in, and nothing on it is a prediction. Chapter 1. Here is the number that changes how a family works. 41 dated items across 9 schools, and only 9 of them are application deadlines. The rest is the registration deadline for a test. The day you formally invite a recommender inside a portal. The mid-year report. The aid form. The deposit. 36 are done, 4 are still ahead, and exactly 1 is overdue. A financial aid document, not an essay. Every row carries a live countdown and an overdue flag, and the whole cycle spans 274 days. And this file ships no college's deadline as a fact. There is no national early decision date, and deadlines shift every year, so you type each one in yourself. Chapter 2. And this is the tab the product exists for. Federal law defines net price as cost of attendance minus grant aid only, need-based and merit-based grants, from federal, state, and institutional sources. Not loans. Not work-study. A loan moves the bill. It does not shrink it. So this tab computes net price that way on every row and puts the borrowing in 2 grade columns below the line. Now look at the top 2 offers. $16,295 a year against $18,795. Both of those colleges publish an identical $30,990 cost of attendance. The entire difference is gift aid. Sticker price told this family nothing. Over 4 years, at the annual increase you enter yourself, those 2 offers are $10,459 apart. And the lesson runs the other way too. The most expensive letter on this list publishes a $65,470 cost of attendance, and it nets $24,275, which is below every out-of-state public offer she received. The expensive-looking school is sometimes the cheap one, and you cannot know until the letter arrives. That is an argument for applying, and for comparing like this when the letters come. Chapter 3. For people said yes in person, a counselor, 2 teachers, and a research mentor. That produced 22 separate invitations, because each one has to be sent inside each college's own system, 1 per school per writer. 21 letters came back. 1 did not. And here is why the column exists. In most portals, the applicant sees nothing missing. A teacher who says yes in the corridor has not been invited, and until you add them inside the system, there is no slot for the letter to arrive in. How many letters each college wants is the college's decision, not the Common App's. So this grid reads what you entered on the requirements matrix. Chapter 4. 9 applications cost this family $1,285 across 19 lines of spend, fees, score sends, and travel. $182 came back through waivers, including a CSS profile fee waiver worth $57. Because the family's income sits under the $100,000 threshold. That is $214 per offer of admission. On the scholarship side, $15,000 applied for and $3,501 from 6 applications. And the tab is honest about scale. Private and employer scholarships supplied about 10% of all grant aid last year. Institutional aid was nearly 5 times that. An hour on the aid forms is very probably worth more than an hour on a small essay contest. Chapter 5. The parent corner splits the job in 2. The senior owns the essays, the accounts, and the portals. The parent owns the aid forms, the fees, and one number, what the family can actually pay each year in cash without borrowing. Here that number is $12,000. The best offer nets $16,295, and the gap is $4,295, which the freshman federal loan limit of $5,500 covers with headroom. The Pell figure is a simple estimate. The maximum award minus a student aid index of 4,200, giving 3,195. 7,395 is the enacted maximum for this award year. The figure for the next one had not been set when this file was built, so it ships as an input with a labeled placeholder. And the most expensive mistake here is not a missed deadline. It is a family that never said the number out loud until April. Chapter 6, and it is the shortest. This file makes no claim about anybody's odds of admission. There is no chance me score, no probability column, and there never will be. It ships no list of which colleges require a test, because the national trackers contradict each other, and one of them concedes that not all schools have finalized their policies. So the test policy column ships blank, with a verified on date beside it. Same for deadlines, fees, deposits, and required forms. And the aid form for this cycle was planned for release by the 1st of October, but was not open to the public when this file was built. Planned is not the same as open. Every figure this file does print is sourced on the Reference and Sources tab, with a name, a link, and the day it was checked. Under the hood, 20 connected tabs and 2015 formulas. The workbook is recalculated headlessly before it ships, and every computed cell is then re-derived in a second program that shares no code with the first, 2,657 checks, all passing, 0 errors in any of the 4 color themes. Every screen in this video is a render of that recalculated file, not a mock-up. There is room for 20 schools, 120 dated items, and 40 pieces of writing. The work that decides how this year goes is not the writing. It is knowing, on any given Tuesday, what is due, what is done, and what it costs. 20 connected tabs, in Excel and in Google Sheets, $24.97, yours forever with free lifetime updates. Be the family that knows the date. Link in the description.